Hello, I wanted to do a video today talking about something that I did at work today. They had this lecture on, not a lecture, but like an all-day thing where we did, it was learning about lesbian, gays, bisexuals, transvestites, and intersex people. And like my manager, Michelle, asked me a few months ago if I wanted to attend it. And basically, because I work at this aged care facility, working with old people and stuff, and uh, like they wanted to do this workshop so that the workplace we can get like a rainbow tick, which means it's like I think what it means is like it's a place that's accepting and friendly to that community, like LGBTI people. And when she asked me to do it, I was like, oh yeah, sure, whatever. Like, because all the other people were doing it, and I thought, yeah, might as well learn something. And so that was really my only thought process of it. And today I attended it, and I'm really glad I did because I found it very enlightening and made me think. And just I think it makes me more accepting as a person of, especially transvestites, because I've never really known anyone or spoken to any people who are transvestites before, and yeah, I never really thought about it much at all. Um, like I do have some friends who are lesbians and gays, and the thing is, to me, I don't even think of it like they're just my friends, so I don't even think twice. Once I know that they are, that doesn't really make a difference to me, so I don't really dwell on it too much. But yeah, so the thing, so here's just a handout that we got today. Just a little booklet. So yeah, LGBTI Aged Care Training, and they had just it was really very interesting and enlightening. And I think the thing that hit me the most was at the start when they did this thing where they said, think back to, have you ever been in your life in a situation where you felt like you were the odd one out, or you felt isolated from everyone else? And it made me think, and the first thing that popped into my head was like when I was back in university. I failed one of the subjects, and so I had to repeat the whole year, but just do that one subject. So I had to like my all my friends were going up another year level, and I had to stay back and join the year level below me to do that one subject. And so it was only like a few of us, like maybe six of us all together that happened to, and like I bonded with two of my friends a lot for that, but that's separate. But basically in the class, I felt so isolated in that class, like not be deliberately by them, but the lower year level, but just probably from my own feelings, basically, because they'd all like spent a year together. They all had their groups of friends and stuff like that, and I was only seeing them once a week for like one class, so it's hard to like really get to know anyone in a way, like, and especially like at lunch times and things like that. When I went to the cafeteria and stuff, I just felt awkward. Like I didn't feel like just joining in with a group, like, oh, those days it was funny. I just sometimes I think like if I was now today, the way I am now, it'd probably be a lot easier because I just feel more open to people and stuff like that. But back in the uni days, I still remember that feeling like just, oh, it was horrible. But then at the same time, it made me feel really bonded to my two friends who like I hung out with them a lot. And, like by the end of the year, we were like the Three Musketeers. We were hanging around each other a lot, and it was cool. I liked that part of it. And one of my friends was really friendly, so just being with him, he was like talking to everybody, so it was kind of good. So, oh, basically, I just wanted to say that I have felt that way, but with someone who's like, let's say, a transvestite, that must be amplified to a maximum level. Like I wouldn't probably even believe how hard it is for them. Just everyone in society is probably like looking at them, and so I'm really glad I attended today, just to make me think about it and become more open to it and learn a bit more about it. I think once you learn a bit more about people, it makes you more open to them, I think, or something like that. So I learned a lot about it. So I learned that it's not really something that they choose to do. I mean, it's just that it's something that they just feel like they're like, you know what I mean? Like they didn't say, hey, today I'll decide to dress like a woman just because for laughs. It's not like that. It's like it's like if I'm a guy, but I was in a woman's body, I would want to still be a guy. I wouldn't want to pretend to be pretend to be a woman just for society's sake. That's what happened to them. Like the inside is different to what they're on the outside. So I learned about that. So I found it very enlightening, and I'm really glad I attended. And I think that's all I want to say. Oh yeah, it was run by two women, because I think I learned that because a lot throughout my life I never really knew what to refer to people as who are transvestites. So for these two in particular, they were just said refer to them as she and her. And so the two women that were running it were transvestites, and they were named Brenda and Sally, and they were really nice. So, and very, it was just very the way they presented the whole class, it was really good. I learned a lot from it. Um, and yeah, that's all I want to say really, except that yeah, it's a good thing. And oh, I want to say like it feels like it's really shifting. Like in the last couple of decades, like I remember when I was in school, like in the 80s and 90s. I mean, it wasn't this accepting. Like it was probably starting to a little bit. Like people didn't go around bashing up people who were like um, gays or lesbians or transvestites, but still it wasn't really as accepted. I think now it's getting more and more accepted, like which is good. I'm really glad. I think I was when I was in the lecture today, I was thinking I'd like to think in the future there's a world where it doesn't matter like what your sexual orientation is, and whether or not you want to however you want to dress. It's just like accepted. I think that would be really nice, and it feels like it's moving towards that way, which is good. I find like the younger generation, like these kind of things, it's much more accepted, which is good. So, especially with this kind of training and stuff, and people becoming more accepting of it, it's really cool. So that's really all I want to say. Except I learn a lot. So.